Hey everyone, today I have here this Varla 48 volt scooter. It is not turning on at all. So what we're going to do is diagnose the issue, see why it's not turning on, and potentially replace the battery, which we definitely will towards the end of the video. So when I hold this button to turn it on, it is not turning on. However, when I have it plugged in, you see there's a green light on the charger here. But when I hold this, it does turn on. Now what's interesting about this is the scooter will actually go under its own power while connected to the charger. But if I unplug the charger, the scooter turns right back off. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and remove some screws. So here, here, all of this, and then down here as well. Here. For reassembly, it's important to remember that you have this metal plate in the bottom, followed by this black plastic panel. The kickstand also has to come off for the black plate to come off. Okay, so we got those screws, and then this finally dropped out, but we still have two Phillips heads over here, one on this side, and one over here as well. Okay, with that dropped out, let's go take a look. So over here, we can see there's a fuse. There's a second fuse, but we're also going to measure the output connectors. So if we look under this, the fuse looks fine, no break in line there. The second fuse also looks fine, no break in there as well. If we test the battery, we can see that there's 40 volts. So a bit too low. There's a third fuse that's a bit smaller. You can see that over there as well, no break. I wanted to see if I could jump the battery, so I have this 48 volt charger plugged into this adapter and an XT60 on the other end. What I do sometimes to try to jumpstart some batteries is plug this in. Of course, I'm outside. We don't want to risk a fire inside the house if that happens. This does remain green, which shows that it won't charge through the discharge port. That's pretty disappointing, even though we're getting 54 volts on the other end. Over time, I ended up giving up on this method and moved on to actually replace the battery. Okay, to continue to remove the battery, some Phillips heads over here. So I ended up picking up this battery here, and while it does fit inside the battery tray, it does stick out like an inch or two. So that is not ideal, but first let's see if this scooter powers on. So the issue with this is that it's a dual motor, and this only has one outlet. Although if I use the one motor, it runs all the way to 30 miles per hour with no problems. The other issue is the charge port is a 5.5 and it does plug into an XT30. The problem is the other side of this XT30 looks exactly the same as this port over here. So that's not going to fit. The other thing I've considered is stick this straight out here. And then since this is plastic, we can just drill a hole in the side and we'll have a charge port right here. Out of curiosity, I did get this kind of splitter here, so I'm curious if this is going to work. In addition to the splitter, I got these fused connections, XT60 to XT60. The purpose of them is to load them with 15 amp fuses each, because the battery can take a total output of 30 amps, and we don't want to fry the battery. So here I am connecting the connector into these fused ends, and then the fused ends will go straight into the controller on both sides. And the other side of this crazy custom wiring is going to go to the one connector on the battery. So the good thing is the scooter is working in dual motor mode, as you can see here. I'm testing it out in the 3rd speed. Well, that was a very good experiment and testament to what this battery can handle. So how do we fit all of this through? Charger wire goes up here. Wires fit like this. Probably want to tape everything down. All right, make sure to pad the battery as well. So I put some foam around here. Now we'll try to close this up. This plate doesn't fit correctly unless you drill through those and then put some zip ties on, then that'll keep that metal tray in place. And then you can put this plastic tray over it. Of course, what's going to happen is if you get some extended screws, they'll be able to fit, but we don't want to squeeze the charge port sticking out the side. Now this should be drilled in, but for the purposes of this, I'm just going to leave it through the side there and give it a ride and stuff. And in addition to that, we just need to make sure, leave the gap there if you have this wire sticking out, and then put the metal plate on the bottom. That's pretty much it.